Hi y'all. How you doing? You like my music? So I should maybe explain the selection tonight. Otherwise, there's no rhyme or reason to it outside of like the particular like narrative reason I'm playing all these songs. They don't go together at all. Well, the individual blocks do, but like the entire playlist, no. So I'm gonna be playing more Ori just to get that out of the way. But yeah, I in the middle of picking out IDM shit, I just had this like little moment of clarity where I remembered like you remember when you used to get in fights with people about why NSYNC was better than the Backstreet Boys? Like, do you remember that? Sitting here looking at like which Aphex Twin song I want to fucking pick out for this stream. Like, how did I get here? How in the actual fuck did I get here? And it's not something I've ever given a whole lot of deliberate thought to. So I figured that would be a really good kind of just thinking out loud sort of stream. It should be fun. If only because, yeah, I get to divulge all of my questionable music tastes as a younger person. But I was just telling Alex this before I got in the air here. I'm not really convinced that I ever liked any truly shitty music, honestly. It's stuff that I don't like anymore, but I don't think I've ever really liked anything truly shitty. But I'm hoping that through talking about it, I will discover that I did at least like one truly shitty artist or truly shitty band that I just couldn't remember. Wait, what? You didn't what until I pointed it out to you. I didn't see what you were responding to. Oh yeah. It's not something that I think people think about a whole lot unless they, deliberately do that. How you got to your music tastes, and yeah, and in particular, in thinking about it, noticed that there was like a huge musical taste preference transition for me between the ages of 15 and damn near 17. So like, hold on. Ahem. So like the beginning of my sophomore year in high school to like the end of my junior year is where this stuff lies. And like when I had just turned 15, this is the shit I was listening to. And yeah, I got there. Well, let me get started first, because I can yammer on when I'm walking around. Did I start the game? No, I did not start the game, but I have Steam open. Hold on. Ahem. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I can't remember what the hell I was listening to when I was 14. Like what I was into. Damn it, how do I... I wish it would stop doing that. It keeps opening in the wrong monitor, and there's like a little shortcut. Okay. Windows key, shift, arrows. There, cool. Is it not gonna, oh. Fine. Don't do it pretty like. Cunt. Alright. I do not remember where the volume was on the music. I think I'm gonna adjust the sound a little bit so that the music's higher than the sound effects. Let me see if I can do that here. It might just have like sound. Oh no, it does. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this down a little. too far down, because it'll... Like, I have a hard enough time paying attention to shit while I'm streaming. Let's do that. Because, yeah, I want the music to stand out more. Okay. Yeah, let me know what the volume is on that. And maybe if I looked at what was, like, on the radio that year, I would maybe have an idea of what I was listening to. But, I think generally I was, like, just sort of having an identity crisis, as, you know, all teenagers are. But, I mean, in particular, my freshman year of high school, I was really kind of in a whole new situation for a lot of reasons. I'd been in, like, cozy little magnet schools pretty much before this point. I'd been in uniforms until that point, so, like, I had to fucking kind of develop my own fashion sense, which I realized I was very behind on, having been in school uniforms for my entire childhood up until that point. Yeah, I genuinely don't remember what the fuck I was listening to in my freshman year of high school. Yeah, the radio was a much bigger deal when I was in high school. It isn't really so much anymore, but this is well before streaming was a huge deal. I graduated high school in 2006, so that is where I'm at chronologically with things. I think I'm going this way. The crunk era, yes. Correct. Yeah, going up here, right? That's a walk. We're gonna get there, man. Ahem. Oh, and we still had plenty of Lil Jon and everything related to that sort of vibe going on. We were just as eagerly fucking screaming. What's that fucking song? Get Low at our goddamn pep rallies and shit. With all the enthusiasm that you would expect from native Atlantans. It was pretty impressive. Well, she's a Moe girl, right?
Be careful, Ori. The ground is unstable.
Oh. How unstable? Oh, fuck. How do I attack things again? Well, good job, dipshit. What's gonna happen if I fall down there? What's with the glow? Fuck! At least I fell ass backwards into a thing I apparently needed.
Anno, the spirit that died here, was strong and courageous. Listen to his voice. He was able to focus our light.
Yeah? You... Hey, cool. Charge flame. X to charge it, and then X again to detonate and damage things. Alright. Oh, okay. Little, like, charge up AoE kind of thing. So if you're, like, surrounded, I guess that might be better. Oh, it's a... You gotta... Oh. You can't just go around doing that. Okay, but I'm out of... Oh, it was oh, I had to... So do I have to just... Does this regenerate if I just wait around? I didn't realize there was like ammo to it, or so. I think I can't tell if there's anything regenerating here. Okay. I guess that's what the crystals do. I had not known prior to then. Okay. Cool. I've seen a couple of those. I'm gonna keep going the way I think I'm supposed to for the moment, but I'll remember that. The fuck? Large spirit light container? What? I'll need to be more fucking sparing with the goddamn charge flames. Apparently. Can I? Shit. So, I went to high school, like, I grew up, really, from ages 0 to 18. I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where, as you might expect, there are a good number of people that listen to country music, but honestly, most of the young folks, not so much. And I don't know if that's, like, reflective of a decline in that genre's popularity generally, but yeah, I don't know a lot of, yeah. I don't know, it was always, like, people's parents that listened to that shit. Particularly just, you know, the redneckier kind that maybe had been in Oklahoma for a couple generations or so. Can I? No. Oh, it's like a ledge. Okay. Let me see if I can... Is that what that? Okay. Okay. But, yeah, Tulsa is pretty urban, honestly. It's one of the few blue spots in an otherwise very red state. So it's likely that if you went outside of that, you would find more people who are into that shit, and not so much into, like, you know, pop music, hip-hop, things of that nature. Every once in a while you see some K-Frog stickers on a transplant from an inland empire. Dog, what? I didn't understand any of that. Like, that reading that made me feel like I was having a stroke. Like, what the fuck did you just say to me? Legendary home of country, K-Frog? Is this a fictional radio station or something? Wait, haven't I already been up here? This looks awfully familiar. Okay, yeah. Yeah. cool. San Bernardino in Riverside, California. Yeah, bruh. I know I told you I got family out there, but I don't visit them very often. Gotcha. So anyway, I'm getting off topic here. I'm supposed to be talking about shit I like. Or did like, rather, in high school. Urchak, what is your most, like, embarrassing, like, previously enjoyed music artist or band? I'm trying, that's like my goal through going all of this, is like to discover the one act that I just like really should have never gotten behind for any reason. So I think I need to go back this way because I'm fucking going the wrong way. So I guess leading up to this really serious transition point in my musical tastes, I was pretty much raised on like top 40 pop and I guess R&B technically. Yeah. Like fuck. I loved Destiny's Child and Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and yeah, I mentioned NSYNC. I loved Lauryn Hill when I was little too. I wore that album of hers absolutely out. But that was like I was a little bit younger listening to her. But yeah, I don't think I really liked a damn thing that you couldn't find on the radio very easily. Up until about 14, like the end of that is when I started getting interested in shit that wasn't on the radio. And this also coincided with like a sort of, I don't know what you'd call it. I guess a questioning of my own religious and spiritual beliefs. So like when I was 15, I was in a youth group briefly. That's how I found out about Skillet. They're like a Christian rock band. You might not immediately recognize that as a Christian rock song, but yeah, that song's about Jesus. And yeah, I did that for a good 6 months, I think. This youth group shit. And then, fuck! And then at the tail end of that is when I got all gothy and shit. And, yeah, I got into the fucking symphonic metal, which usually surprises people when they hear that I was into that. Which I think it's pretty, like, that sounds like exactly like what a person like me would be into when they were 15. Like, it seems, oh shit, really? Yeah, who did I play? I played Lacuna, Coil, and Nightwish. I also liked Evanescence a lot, but I actually, for whatever goddamn reason, played them kind of recently on the stream, so I wasn't gonna do it again. Especially since I don't think I'd played either of those. I don't think I'd played any of those three bands on the stream before. It's not really shit I like anymore, so I usually wouldn't have any good reason to do it. So, yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, how I got to this point of, like, being, I guess, dissatisfied with what was on the radio and wanting to see what else was out there. I can't really remember what prompted that. Man, how do I... Is this a good time to... No. That was a waste. Cool. Good. Nope. Oh, come on. What the fuck? Shit! Jesus. I did start talking to people who had kind of like alternative sort of music tastes in shit that you weren't gonna hear readily on the radio for the most part. So I think that had something to do with it. Just making hipster friends, or friends that I'd already had becoming hipsters. That's also a thing that happened. Ooh. Oh no. I thought this looked kind of spidery. Oh man, those webs look awesome. I fucking hate spiders though. What is Oingo Boingo? I've definitely heard that name, but I don't know who they are. Nine. I'm assuming it's not like it's I didn't know Danny Elfman had a band. Well, that pretty much explains it. I can kind of imagine what that would sound like. Yeah, like I never stopped liking all of that music really. Like I never stopped liking pop music. I think honestly most of the reason I stopped like standing pop artists and shit, like openly defending them to my friends and shit, is because like a lot of them were like openly contemptuous of pop music, and I felt like, you know, it would be poorly received if I were to you know, openly like it alongside all of my like gothy shit and you know, angsty teen nonsense. But I never didn't like it. And I eventually like came back around to pop music later. I guess through like indie pop. And then eventually like it came full circle back to the mainstream stuff, and now enjoy a lot of that. I would still say that I'm picky about it. Like I certainly, you know, my tastes are not the same as when I was a little girl, obviously, but I still really love pop music, like a lot. And I think when it's really well done, there's just nothing like it. And that's why it'll persist. That's why it's popular. How do I... Yeah. What's gonna happen if I just jump into it? Is it gonna hurt me? I kinda don't want to do that because I'll fucking die if I take more damage. Which might be a good reason to, like, do a save here, actually. Maybe that's a good idea. I can't really remember how they expect me to do that shit. Could be full of baby spiders. I would prefer not. Whoop. Okay. Cool. I'm glad I did that save then, huh? Oh, I can climb it. Cool. Also, it does look like it's full of baby spiders, so... Can I, like... Oh, boy. Oh, but I have to... Okay. But I don't have any fucking energy. Oop. Yeah. Oop. What'd that do, though? I don't want to go back down there. So, oh, wait, yeah. What am I doing? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna guess that's what I was supposed to do. That looks like a thing that's gonna jump out and bite me. Do you see that? Like, that doesn't just look like part of a tree. It looks like it's gonna fucking jump out and bite me. That's what it looks like. Oh, fuck. You see that? I guess it's not, though. But it looks like it would. Nice. Cool, good. Cool shit. Okay, so I was going chronologically. So yeah, I started out in life pretty much from like ages whenever the hell I became interested in music. I've been listening to music and enjoying music for as long as I can remember, and both my parents very much, oh god, like music as well. I would not say there's a lot of overlap in our tastes, but regardless, they always had it on and valued it and spoke highly of it. Fuck. I would say I have more in common with my mom than my dad with regard to music tastes. My dad likes a lot of, like, frankly, like, relatively, like, boring classic rock. Just, like, the kind of, like, shit that everyone assumes is great because we've been saying it's great forever, but it's really just those overconfident white dudes being fairly mediocre and getting a lot of attention for it. You know, history. So, like... yeah. He doesn't have terrible taste, but, like, among his favorite bands are, like, Metallica, and, Pink Floyd, which, that's fine. He kind of ruined that band for me, but it's a long story. But, yeah. I can't say that I really love too much of the stuff that he loves. Whereas, excuse me. Mouser size? What's that? It's a Mickey Mouse themed disco jazzercise for toddlers? Dope. Very nice. I'm trying to, like, the first memories I have hearing music are just shit that my parents were playing. Like, my mom was, she loved Alanis Morissette. And, Tori Amos. And... man... honestly, she was sort of like a la carte with what artists she liked. Like, she would get really into a particular song or a particular album by an artist, but she wouldn't be the type to, like, go through somebody's whole discography and get, like, obsessed with their whole story and shit. That's not really her thing. Which, honestly, that's not really my thing for the most part, either. there's not a lot of bands that I'm, like, that big into, or artists that I'm that big into. But yeah, if I'm struggling to I don't think I could name her favorite band or her favorite artist off the top of my head. Whereas like with my dad, it's pretty easy to think of a few. Oh, Sheryl Crow, yeah, she loved Sheryl Crow. Yep. I don't think she specifically liked Shania Twain, but she definitely didn't hate Shania Twain. Which, like, who hates Shania Twain? Like, what's wrong with you? Calm down. Fuck. And there's some artists that, like, I feel like if you got hate for them, like, there's probably, like, a story there or something, because it just doesn't make any damn sense to be, like, hateful about them. I would say Shania Twain is one of those. And actually, my best friend growing up, Claire, she was always kind of a little hipster. Like, I remember in, like, 5th grade, this is where it became, like, apparent that we had very different music tastes, at least for the moment. Like, she was already into some, like, indie shit at, like, 5th grade, whereas I was still fully into, you know, my Britney Spears and NSYNC and all that shit. Fuck. I should probably save again soon. Did I have one? Apparently no. Damn it. How the fuck do I get up there? It's like just out of reach. I'll come back. So I guess I can at least half blame Claire for a lot of my at least my interest in like alternative shit that's not on the radio kind of music. Oh, Poe. Fuck. Been a minute. Oh, there's that map fragment. Hold on. But, like, if I... Is it gonna... I should probably try to go left first and then come back down and get the fragment. I think. I'm trying to remember what I was into in middle school for the most part. I think that's when I was starting to like get interested in other shit. And when I was like 14, like that first year in high school where I told you I was kind of just like very, very transition-y for a number of reasons. I was at a school where I had basically been with the same like roughly 15, 20 kids since I was like in kindergarten. And I was with a lot of these same people all through middle school because we were, this elementary school that I went to has this language immersion program, and that's why I know French. Otherwise, it's very strange for some little white girl from Tulsa, Oklahoma to be fluent in French. That is very weird. It's not something that would be true of me if I hadn't gone to this elementary school with this language immersion program that dumped me into that shit fully when I was very, very young. So that kind of it kind of lumped this group of kids together by virtue of the fact that if we wanted to maintain this language, in particular French, fuck. Oh, wow, that's so far back. I should have saved. Okay. Next time. God damn it. I need to just be doing that more often. That was better last time. I was just doing the soul links pretty much as often as I could. That was good. I should just continue to do that. There's no way to get up there. Fuck, 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 fuck. I wish I could remember, like, what in particular caused me to, like, branch off and start, like, I seriously just looked at all sorts of shit for about a year there before I decided on, like, the gothy, angsty shit. Like, really just, like, strange stuff. I think I was just sort of surprised that people made this music. And, like, I enjoyed it, but a lot of it was just sort of the novelty of it. It's like you would never hear this shit on the radio, ever. Hold on, whoa, fuck. I have a memory of a band, and I want to see if I'm... Yeah. Like, I got into, like, post-rock and really experimental shit. Yeah, this band Pram that I have not listened to in at least, like, 15 years. Made some very strange shit. There's also this group, I think they're called Laika? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, these two just, like, weird experimental bands. I remember being into both of them. I looked at, like, new age shit. Like, a 14-year-old me definitely, like, unironically listened to some Yanni at some point. So, yeah, I was just really, you know, trying shit out. For sure. And, I have to imagine I ended up at the gothy, angsty shit as a result of, you know, being a teenager and generally dealing with my pretty shitty, stressful home situation, which was just always a reality for me growing up. The situation changed, but it was always stressful. It's either dealing with, like, substance abuse, mental illness, emotional abuse, neglect, like, just not raised well, generally. Okay, I do need to go. I guess I need to go down? I guess we shall see. So, yeah, I guess that's, like, Evanescence was, I think, the first symphonic metal band that I liked, and it was just the first time I heard anything like that, period, and it was on the radio, so, cool. Oh, I kind of want that. Yeah. I know I should probably put some in one of these. I do want to do this one, but for the moment I really just want that. It's gonna make my life easier. Okay, cool. So, is that gonna come back to me if I go away? Okay. I still don't understand what the deal is with that. I think I just have to come back when I have more energy things, like more capacity to do that. So, yeah, because I remember Evanescence was the first thing that I found that sounded anything like that, and it made me want to go find more shit that sounded like that, which is what led me to Lacuna, Coil, and Nightwish. Which those all have there's a lot of overlap there between those bands. Oh fuck. Jesus. Had I already been over here? No. Yeah, cool. Good. Yeah, I need like 5 of those, apparently, to get through that door. That's my understanding. Yeah, I remember, I think having, like, I was sort of in the middle of that kind of, like, lost, you know, just feeling around, listening to weird shit phase, around the time I first heard Evanescence, which is like, when would that have been? I mean, it was that first big hit song of theirs. What the fuck, like, I'm trying to remember if there was a version of that without the dude in it, but I think maybe that's just wishful thinking. But yeah, I love that song. I still love that song. I think it's great. And yeah, at the time, there had been nothing on the radio like that, pretty much at all. Nothing with like a female vocalist like that. Nothing with like, well, I mean, I guess there was shit with like symphonic elements, but it wasn't that level of like gothy melodrama. Like feminine gothy melodrama, which is maybe why I was more drawn to it. Because like a lot of metal is very like purposefully masculine and like, you know, Metalocalypse, which I adore that show, by the way. If you ever hear me referencing it, I'm not making fun of it. I fucking completely love it. So, but that's metal for the most part. It's not, you know, when you think of metal, you're usually not thinking of that, like, symphonic shit. But that's what I liked, and when I listened to metal, that was pretty much what I listened to. It's really the only kind that I can say I really ever liked. Hailstorm, if they had been a bigger deal by the time I was listening to that shit, but I think me and her are like the same fucking age, like practically, so. Lizzie Hale, I mean. I think she's like a couple years older than me, but yeah, they weren't a big deal until I was like playing WoW, actually. Urchak, were you in the guild with me with the fucking rogue named Hailstorm, or was that a different guild that I was in? Fuck. Okay, it's fine. You own a Metalocalypse album? I would. But yeah, me and Nick both fucking adore that show. It was so good. No, I just referenced it, like, playing this game the other night, talking about Little Misfortune. I said it was blacker than the blackest black times infinity. That's from that fucking show. Talking about doing an ad for coffee. Man, I need to fucking watch that whole fucking show again, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna get that hanging thing. I'm gonna give up on that. So I'm trying to think of what prompted the shift from like angsty gothy shit. I liked Linkin Park too. That was another. You don't remember half those fuckers? Yeah, you and me both, dude. A lot of them weren't worth remembering, but this guy was pretty nice. I think he was in AUG with me, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. That was the guild I think I pieced out on Purple Train, like server transferred to go to this other guild. Or no, was it? Yeah, yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did. They were not happy with me. But, you know, if they wanted to keep me around, they maybe should have treated me better. Like, you took all of our gear. It's like, I raided and earned that gear. Thank you. I don't owe y'all shit. Especially if you're gonna fucking treat me like you do. Damn. It was indeed a shit show of broken egos, and holy shit, I didn't know what to call a lot of what I was experiencing at the time, but like, oh my god, the misogyny was fucking relentless. Relentless. Fucking relentless. Holy shit, dude. Fuck. I don't know how I dealt with that. I guess I didn't. That's why I'm crazy. like fucking most of the narrative voice that my shadow has basically just sounds like me talking shit to dudes on Vent in WoW. Like, that's basically that narrative voice. Like, that's all it is. Just me yelling at assholes in WoW. Just trying to make them feel as shitty as possible. You know, like they were doing to me. Why the fuck would I treat you any better? People just expect women to be, like, nice and sweet and acquiesce to all the bullshit and just smile regardless and just get abused like it's nothing. It's fine. I'm fine. This doesn't hurt. You can use me as a punching bag. It's okay. I never tolerated that. Like Urchak, tell him I never did. And that's why they hated me. Because I didn't take their bullshits. And they just never let up because of it. It just made them so mad that I didn't tolerate their bullshit. Wait, Robotron was he was a rogue too, right? What happened with that? These guys are shitheads, and I hate them. Yeah, he got the fucking the Illidan. What was it? Were they daggers or swords or something like that? Wasn't he like the first one to get the full set or something? Probably break this. Yeah. No. Did I need to like goad the thing into doing it? Maybe. The Warglaves, there you go. Were they swords? Like, technically? Oh, now it's just not gonna come back because fuck me? Like, come on. Every time I go off the screen and come back, shit respawns, except for right now. Because fuck me. I'm getting distracted. For sure. Well, I'm trying to remember, and I think I just don't. I don't remember what... How many times is this gonna happen before I learn to fucking do the goddamn soul links more often? Really? Fuck. Okay. Fuck y'all. I hate enemies that split into littler enemies. I fucking hate them shits. God. And the Night of Roasted Robotron, which was this like ringer rogue that we had in our guild, who honestly his gear was good. I don't know how good he was, but he showed up and his gear was good, and that's enough to get you pretty far in any guild. Yes, truly an obnoxious person, for sure. Y'all hacked into his photo bucket, then into a rival guild forum, then created I'm gonna assume this is entire narrative arc using his pictures to harass the Alliance. What? Did y'all just decide to do this because he was a cunt? Cause that's fine, I get it. Pretty much, yes. Okay. I mean, he was a cunt. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I feel bad about that at all. Honestly. Okay, that's the thing that I needed to get back. Alright. I was talking about music. I can get back to that. So yeah, I truly do not remember exactly how I got into the gothy shit, but I do remember Evanescence being a big deal for me. I think it hadn't even occurred to me that I would like music like that until I heard that. And like I said, I think it was more a gender barrier than anything else. Like, a lot of metal is just specifically very masculine. Like, to the point of, like, you know, growling vocals and, you know, lyrics about just the most, like, comically visceral shit, you know. Which, that's not so much what you're gonna get in symphonic metal. It's more gothy, really. Like, that's sort of like brutal metalhead shit. That's not very gothy to me. Like, maybe it's its own kind of gothy, but to me, like, goth without, like, the romantic melodrama, I think you're missing something there. Like, if you're just trying to, like, suck out all of the femininity and just leave yourself with this, like, you know, brutal barbarian bullshit, like, okay, if you're into that, but I'm not. So, and I was talking to Alex about, like, how when we were both in high school, there was this kind of stigma against anything quote-unquote emo, which now, like, it didn't really have much meaning then, but I would say now it has even less, unless you're the sort of person that, like, takes that genre label really seriously, which okay. I don't... I'm not really sure what it means anymore, and it certainly didn't mean much back in the day either. It basically just meant, like, whiny vocals over rock music. Seemed to be. It was bullying, but he was on some proto-incel shit at the time. Wait, what was he doing? I just remember him being kind of cunty. I don't remember no, like, incel-y kind of shit. But I mean, honestly, they were all spewing fucking incel shit to some extent. That was just kind of, like, quote-unquote gamer culture at the time. You know, horribly misogynistic. Has it changed much? No. Ooh. Wait, what? I have to go back up there and get that. Hold up. Let me do another fucking save. What? Unstable. Right, cool. Yeep. God damn it. No, we're not doing this yet. Oh wait, I didn't get the fucking fragment. God damn it. Oh, that was a bad jump. That was a bad jump. Fuck. Yeah. Am I just gonna have to go all the way back down and around? Okay, that's fine. God damn it. Did I get the... No. Okay. Well, at least I thought to save. So, I was going chronologically. So, yeah, I got into the fucking gothy shit, which coincided with, of course, some predictable changes in fashion. Oh, here's some embarrassing shit that I did, which I think I thought was, like, original at the time, but didn't realize I was just, like, mimicking Latina women from the 90s. I was, doing, like, black lip liner, and then, like, a color inside of it, you know? Or just the black lip liner pretty much by itself. And I thought that was really cool. So I wasn't doing like full-blown black lipstick because I thought that was too much or something. I genuinely have no idea what my thought process was with this. If I'm embarrassed about any of my fashion choices, it was definitely my first goth phase. There's a lot of bad shit there. Am I allowed to say chola? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But yes, like, basically, if you gave me some hoop earrings, I would have been a complete knockoff. Like, but I thought that was really cool. I thought I was really doing something there. So. Fuck. And yeah, just a lot of just dark clothing. It wasn't, I didn't really do like all black. That was never really my thing. It was usually just like one, like the pants or the skirt or the shirt was black, and then I'd have some like usually dark earth tone color going on. I guess I want to go down and east. Unless I have to go, like, up and around. I guess I'll find out. I should go see if I can get up to that save point again real quick. He'd look good like that. I can't get Nick to dress up for nothing. It sucks. Like, he'll be into wearing a costume, but he doesn't want to put forth any of the goddamn effort that it takes to make a good costume. And it's like, you lazy cunt. Like, you just want all the fun and none of the work. It's hard to make good costumes. And he just doesn't give enough of a fuck about it to want to do it. I don't think he enjoys dressing up as much as I do either, though. So he might just not enjoy it as much. But yeah, regardless, it can't do no fucking couples costumes with that asshole. Can't do nothing. You can't get him to dress up for nothing. I've better luck with, like, my friend Caprice fucking surprised me with a fucking, like, duo costume, because he knew that I was about to show up at DragonCon looking like Android 18, so he made a fucking Android 17 costume in, like, the month and a half before DragonCon when I, like, announced the fucking costume, which I had been working on for quite some time, so it's not like he hadn't had time to, like, fucking do that shit. But yeah, I showed up at DragonCon. And I think for the first few minutes, I thought it was just a coincidence that he fucking dressed up like 17. But then I was like, no, you're Caprice, and you're fucking with me, because you fuck with me like it's your fucking job. So, like, that's... Anyway. So, yeah, I have better luck, just with random friends doing some kind of couple's costume than I have with my own husband. So that's kind of a bummer. But... We did do one, actually. We've done one excellent couples costume ever. And I actually don't even think we have pictures of it, and it makes me very angry. The first year we were in Tallahassee, it was the year of the your 2012 election, and me and Nick dressed up as Mitt and Ann Zomney. So it was like Romney, but zombies. So I got this like cheap blonde wig, and I did my makeup and just screwed on a smile, and Nick actually kind of looks sort of like Mitt Romney-esque, especially if you like give him the like gray sideburns and shit, and you put him in a suit. He's pretty convincing, and I don't really look anything like Ann Romney, but I can certainly look like a Stepford wife, so... and Nick definitely has some Mormon energy, yeah. He looks like he was raised going to church. Certainly. No, I couldn't even get him to get lobster claws for the Chaos Dragon costume, I don't think. I'm trying to remember if I was able to convince him to do that. So yeah, I can't even get him to do that shit. When I'm going as hard as I can. It's like, here, can you use this prop just to like... Well, he didn't want people thinking that he liked Jordan Peterson. And I'm like, I don't blame you. Especially if you're not trying to like talk to girls. That's... I don't blame you. So... Yeah, I was resistant to the notion of being my alpha lobster. Again, don't blame him. Chick repellent. Seriously. Like, if a woman knows who Jordan Peterson is... That's immediately going to just, like, repel them. But the thing is, like, it seemed obvious to me that we were making fun of him. And I think he just didn't want people thinking that he even cared enough about him to fucking, like... Which he didn't. I was the one that kind of got, like, briefly obsessed with him. He just sort of, it kind of wrote him off as soon as he realized what he was. But, yeah. You can tell everyone Nick is dressed up as Jordan Peterson. He's in another country, held hostage by his daughter and dying of gout. Okay, this is where I'm supposed to go. Did I save? Shit, hold on. I don't remember if I did that. We're gonna go do it. Or wait, isn't that it? Right there? Wasn't that my save thing? Yeah. Cool. So, alright, I'm getting sidetracked again. So how did I get out of my goth phase? I'm trying to think of the worst shit I listened to during this time. But, like, a lot of it just, like, I don't think Lacuna Coil is bad. I don't think Nightwish is bad. It's just I don't listen to symphonic metal anymore, but, like, I don't think it's fucking terrible. I don't think KMFDM is bad. Like, I don't think a lot of this, like, melodramatic, you know, angsty music that I listened to when I was younger is bad. It's just not what I like anymore. But I can still appreciate it. What the fuck? Okay, I guess I just need to, like, recoup my fucking health before I can even exist, like, at all. Good. Okay, so now I know not to go that way. Okay. Let me save again. Well, I know I have to go that way then. I wonder what's at the bottom of that. Let me see if I can even get over there. So, first of all... Right, okay, I did that. My friends who had started to get kind of hipstery had become full-blown hipstery. And it was really, like, I would feel weird trying to be all gothy around my hipster friends. Cause, like, those aren't really, those vibes don't really gel that well, you know? And honestly, like, I think that was part of why I ended up kind of dropping the gothy shit. Oh, this is why I can't go this way. See, My Chemical Romance was a band that I didn't like when I should have liked them originally, because I associated them with, like, the emo shit, because those were the kids that liked them when I was in high school. Well, they didn't really pop off until the Black Parade, which came out, I think, the year I graduated. So, like, before then, the only people that liked them were, like, people who had been on them for a while and, you know, who were otherwise into a bunch of, like, similar shit. So I should have liked My Chemical Romance, but because I wasn't, like... I was too serious about my angst at the time. And they're kind of, like, sort of self-aware in a way that I wasn't prepared for. Yes, I'm telling you, I was too immature to appreciate My Chemical Romance. That's what I'm fucking telling you. But I'm serious, though. Like, it's more sophisticated than people give it credit for. Hipsters are a kind of level up on goths when it comes to shaming you for liking things that they think are lame. Yeah? Yeah, actually. Because the notion of, like... How do I put this? It kind of felt like, Let me think about this for a second. Not sure how to phrase it. Oh. I know how to put it. Let me see if I can actually... Nope. Okay. Well then I guess I'm going this way, huh? Basically, I was at the point of, like, all of the shittiness about the world being, like, news to me. And when that shit is still fresh for you, you don't want to be, like, subdued and nuanced and subtle about it. You want to, like, you know, scream about it, or, you know, have operatic vocals over strings about it. Like, you don't want to have any kind of, like, you know, shit steeped in, like, metaphors over some, like, lo-fi guitar track. Like, that's not what you want to do when that shit is still, like, fresh for you and you're still really upset about it, especially if your life, like, kind of sucks. Like, my hipster friends And they know this, and I think that's why they never faulted me for my own music taste. They all came from much nicer backgrounds than me, like, you know, not from broken homes, not from, like, substance abuse and mental illness and, like, divorce and shit like that. So they didn't have as much reason to be, like, screaming into the void like I had. And yeah, I never felt judged for it, but at the same time, it's like I sort of felt like eventually I would come around to wanting to be a little more chill about this. And actually, that Nightwish song that I played, the Siren, that album of theirs came out. Didn't I just save though? Yeah, I just need life. Like, how do I get more fucking hearts? Like, what is the ability to fucking, like, I have an ability that's supposed to recoup my fucking health and I don't know how to fucking use it. Hold on. I don't know. I'll look it up later. Yay. So, yeah, that album, I want to say it came out in, like, it must have been 2004. And I remember listening to it as a, for fuck's sake, dude. I recall listening to it as, like, a 15-year-old, going on 16-year-old, and thinking for the first time that it seemed like a bit much, you know? Like, I didn't want to be as like, high-key about my bullshit anymore. This is making me very angry. Not gonna lie. Yeah, sure, why not? Hello. Cool. Tempted to do that, even though seems like it's a bit early. The music's getting very menacing, so so yeah, I guess that was like the beginning of me just kind of thinking that shit might be a little much. This was also around the time I started talking to Nick, my husband. What are they fucking expecting me to do here? Which, for a while was not, fuck. How do I push again? Yeah, there we go. Like that, we were interacting on the same fucking pro wrestling message board for years before we ever started talking to each other. like in one-on-one conversations. So there was a friendship there long before we ever got the notion to turn it into anything else, which was, for the record, entirely my doing. Like, if anyone groomed anyone here, it was me grooming him, honestly. So I could certainly understand someone's ears perking up at that, but how do I... Oh, warp. Okay. Cool. Nice. So anyway, Nick is an obnoxious hipster cunt. I would argue more than me. Like, I'm not actually that opinionated when it comes to music. I just know a lot about it, and I can describe it and shit, but I don't have a whole lot of... Like, Nick is the kind of asshole that will tell you, like, oh, this is this band's best album. Like, not as an opinion, but, like, this is true. And he's just kind of shitty like that. He's gotten a little better about that in recent years, especially since I've, like, had an entire arguments with him about the subjectivity of art and shit like that, but yeah, it led him to some very particular and off the beaten path kind of tastes, which in hindsight were actually very typical of a lot of people just like him at the time, which is not something he'd ever want to hear, but it's true. The thing is, like, these artists got popular with certain groups of people because they were genuinely very good and making good shit. Like, Sufjan Stevens didn't become popular for no reason. Like, the Arcade Fire did not become popular for fucking no reason. Like, they were making very good shit at the time that they became popular, and that's why they became popular. It wasn't like, you know, people just following along with anything or doing it to be cool. It's like, no, Funeral slaps. Like, Illinois, it slaps. It all, like, it's good. It's really fucking good. But yeah. Okay, what the fuck? What was the point of moving that, actually? Was it just because it was in my way? I think it was just in my way. Okay. Damn it. How do... Oh, I know. I get it. I understand. But, regardless of how, as it turns out, fairly, typical of a certain type of person Nick's music tastes were, he nonetheless introduced me to a whole bunch of artists that I'd never heard of that I ended up truly loving, and he can be blamed for a lot of my... What, seriously? Do I have to, like, pull it and then... Oh my god. Pardon. Come on! Please, just jump onto the thing! Just jump onto the... Get all the way the fuck out of the way. While Ori brought light and hope to the forest, others gave in, embraced darkness and fear. I liked how that thing moved.
A Gumon? From the forlorn ruins, we must follow his steps. We must get what he stole.
What'd he steal? Water vein?
Without the water vein, the Ginzo tree is closed shut.
Oh. Word? I don't know anyone else hipster enough to turn someone on to the books. Yeah? Nick is still the only person I've ever heard, like, specifically recommend them to me. I think that made sense. And yeah, I love the books, but yeah, weird shit. Weird shit. You're never gonna hear that on the radio, ever. Furthermore, it's just really unlikely that you're gonna find somebody that's into that, but a lot of people who I've introduced the books to really fucking like them. So, you know, a lot of this shit is just like, how else are you gonna hear about it unless somebody tells you about it? And if it's really fucking weird, then odds are it's not gonna be a lot of people into it, so, you know. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of artists that I would love if I had heard of them, even now after having been on my hipster bullshit for so long. Even think I'd heard of everything that I was gonna like, at least if they'd been around for a few years, but nope, not true. Still finding shit I like. They've been around for years. Still happens. Can I make that jump? I don't think I can make that jump. So yeah, between Nick and Claire was God, fucking Jesus, fucking gnat in my face. Fuck off. Sorry. Claire was really coming into her own with her hipster bullshit too, so she was recommending a lot of stuff that I ended up liking. Also, they would both occasionally like the same things, and that would usually end up being an act that I also liked. Like, they were both into Neutral Milk Hotel. And, Jesus, I really hate the dudes that split into littler dudes. I hate them so much. Oh, fuck off. Trying to think of some other shit that they both liked. I think they both got me onto Arcade Fire at around the same time, actually. The Shins, who I also still really like. In particular, I love, what's his name? James Mercer. I think he's a really, really, really good vocalist. Like, under fucking rated. Yeah, I'm having a hard time. They both like Sufjan Stevens. Like, who didn't like Sufjan Stevens when I was in high school? If you had heard him, like, and like a lot of sort of shitty indie acts that followed this period in music were just kind of trying to mimic and recapture some of what these artists were doing, and they ended up sounding like really derivative and bad, and eventually like Bananas and Avocados. Like, it just sort of got to that point Which sucks, because, like, the reason that those artists and those bands were so good is because they were coming from, like, a very authentic place with this shit. And if you're just trying to mimic someone else's authenticity, you sound paper thin and terrible. Which I can name a few artists that are basically just, they sound like they're mimicking someone who once meant the thing that they said. And, like, it's empty. And yeah, I can hear that shit in people's vocals. Like, I'm very sensitive to that, I would say. Like, you can't fool me with your fucking vocals. I can tell if you mean it. This is around the time I started to get back into electronic music, too. I was into some, like, experimental electronic shit, when I was, like, in that, like, super experimental phase when I was, like, 14 or whatever. Whoa, fuck. That was actually around the time I first heard... Fortet, actually, and Mouse on Mars, and Buka Shade. Those are all folks that I still really like. Well, I mentioned, Mouse on Mars is not quite as universally weird as I remember them being. There's a lot more listenable shit in their discography than I remembered there being. So I should maybe give them another shot. But yeah, I still stand Fortet, and I still usually know when a Buka Shade album has come out. And I don't even know, like, how did I come across these artists? I really don't know. I think I was just, there was this website, which I don't even know if it's that good anymore, like allmusic.com or something like that. And at the time, it was, like, the best thing on the internet to just, like, find, you know, this artist inspired these artists, or here's some similar shit to this, and, like, it would just get me clicking around and finding some stuff that sounded good, and then I'd go, you know, at the time, you couldn't just, like, go on YouTube and find some artist song or something. I had to, like, go download it or something. Like, I used the shit out of Napster back in the day, and fucking LimeWire once that went tits up, and yeah, I pirated the shit out of some music back in the day for sure. Forums, yeah, very important, very important. Nick used, what was it called? SoulLink, I think? Which was kind of like a LimeWire for more indie shit. Oh, that's not actually a thing I can do. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how I arrived at a lot of these artists. Like, if you look into electronic music at all, like, this is around the time I first listened to Aphex Twin. That's going to be one of the first names you come across if you're like, I'm interested in electronic music. Like, you know, it's not surprising that you're gonna find some Aphex Twin or somebody recommending that. But Fortet, no, like, he's never really been that big of a deal, or at least he wasn't at the time. And yeah, a lot of these artists that I got into, they just weren't, you know, big deals in their respective genres, and I don't know how I arrived at them or just at all. Whoa, fuck. Hey.
This looks risky.
You just recently think you realized the bridge between your prog rock phase and your EDM phase. Yeah, fill me in on that. Well, I'm fucking thinking of how the fuck. I went from Nightwish to fucking Frou Frou here. Yeah, I think it was a combination of like, yeah, socialization, talking to Nick, hanging out with Claire and her hipster ass friends, and overall just finding a different way to deal with my sadness and anxiety and shit. Cause for a while, that's why I was listening to that music, cause it resonated with me and it like spoke to me on those levels. But eventually, you know, like I said, when it's not like news anymore, you know, all the horrors of the world and all that shit, it feels kind of much to react to it in a symphonic metal kind of way. So eventually, yeah, that's where I was. I'm trying to think if there was like a transition there really between the like really angsty shit. Well, I guess the Arcade Fire, really. That's actually pretty much exactly what the transition was, because they're still very, very like, you know, emotional and desperate, and Funeral especially is a very like adolescent feelings kind of album. So yeah, I think capturing that in a different genre with like a different musical aesthetic, that really spoke to me a lot. That was good. What am I doing here? Okay. You think it was Hybrid and Way Out West? Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah. Yeah, I actually, there was a good bit of time where I was into, like, trip hop and things like that. Yeah, I remember talking to you about liking, like, 07 and Air. I still love Air. That was one of the, like, really early finds of mine that really stuck with me. And yeah, me and Alex have both done internet radio DJing. Side Chill Sunday. That sounds like a good show. What do you mean breaks? I don't know what you mean by that. I guess I'm just chasing this asshole. I'm kind of tempted to do another save state thing. Oh, okay. Break beats. I'm not even sure I could, like, readily identify what that is. Maybe if I heard it, I would be like, for fuck's sake, dude. So you're really gonna like... Okay, I guess I'll just wait for it to come to me, because if I fucking leave the screen for 2 seconds... Doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. There's no winning. There's no winning. It's fuck you. There's no winning. God. Fuck off. Eat shit. Okay. It's basically EDM with a rock beat. I'm gonna have to look into this. I have a feeling if, like, once I hear it, I'll know what the fuck you're talking about, but yeah. You know how great I am at understanding electronic music. Pretty good intense car chase music. I think I know what you mean there, but yeah. We may have to do a whole night of this shit. I was just thinking, like, you mean like the shit in the Matrix? Because this is sounding like, yeah, okay. I get it. It's kind of, would you call it, like, adjacent to drum and bass? Is that fair? Which I want to do a D&B night before I get out of my tour of electronic music here. For sure. Like, how would you say they're different, I guess, if you could describe that? You can't... Like, 3/4 tempo D&B. Okay. Like... The fuck happens? Okay. Can I just do it again? I don't care. Like, just trying to fucking... A lot less salty. Yeah, drum and bass is like... I think I remember you telling me, like... You'll get fucking exhausted going to a drum and bass show just because it's like so up all the time. The fuck? Oh, do I need to get you to do that? There you go. Good job. Fuck! Come on! Just whatever, dude. I don't care. Come on! I'm just gonna follow him. I'm so fucking done. Oh, no, that's not what that's not what I meant to do. God damn it. Thank you. Nope. Okay. Well, at least I can get through. Okay. Did I not charge it up all the way? God fucking damn it. Oh my god. Okay. Cool. Good. 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 Even better. It's great. Good. I think I need to take a break just for the sake of my own sanity here. That takes off three little balls. Good. Great. Just fucking kill me. So, yeah. I guess my music tastes now are more reflective of, like, I think everyone to some extent goes through a phase where they're kind of rejecting everything they liked when they were younger. And I suppose I did that, but like I said, I never really developed contempt for pop music or the artists that I used to like, really. Nor do I think any of them are bad or, like, got bad. I still haven't thought of, like, a truly shitty artist or band that I really liked, honestly. It's just stuff I'm not into anymore. I mean, there was shit I listened to sometimes that was definitely bad. But it's not like, you know, I wouldn't, like, bump a whole album by them or, you know, go out and buy shit or, like, go to one of their concerts or something. Like, that's a whole nother level. But some, like, shitty... Actually, you know what? I forgot this. Did I even mention this when I fucking played them on the stream not too long ago? One of the first concerts I ever went to was a fucking Saliva concert. These guys performed at the Tulsa State Fair for, like, free. Because I guess the lead singer was marrying a girl from Tulsa, and he thought it would be cool to perform at the state fair. Okay, that doesn't open. So how do I open it? Yes, it was definitely after they got a record deal and had several, like, #1 radio hits, I think. Like, they were a big deal. It was really weird. Well, his fiance, they were fixing to get married, so. It was at least a, you know, a more committed thing than you're making it sound like. Regardless, that is quite a thing. It was $10 to get in there, man. And yeah, it was fucking packed. It struck me more as like a not so much impressing her, but like, you know, like, this is my home too now, and I'm going to, you know, do this to demonstrate that to you. It seemed very sweet. Yeah, and they may have just gotten engaged for all I know, but if I were about to marry the lead singer of a band and they did that sort of thing, I would be very touched. So I thought it was a good move. But yeah, I saw Saliva live. It was like one of the first concerts I ever saw when I was like fucking like 14 or something. Saliva State Fair. It's a food pun here, but I'm not finding it, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that Saliva is a good band, but I did see them live, and they put on an okay show. I'm really not sure what they expect me to do there. There's no map past there. Like, what the fuck do they expect me to do? Like, I'm pretty sure I just can't. I might have to look up what the fuck they expect me to do there, because it is not terribly obvious to me. I think I should take a break, because I'm about ready to throw this controller out the fucking window. Okay, yeah, let's do that. I actually don't know. I can't remember how the game affected the volume. Will it let me just minimize it like that? Okay, well, we'll see if it'll just let me do that without giving me any problems. Okay. So the first shit that I played, y'all, was like me at 15. From like the beginning of me being 15 to the end of me being 15, that Nightwish song, when like I heard that album and decided it was a little bit much. Hello, son. Son, do you like any symphonic metal? Was that ever your thing? So the stuff I'm gonna play now is like what I was into at the end of my junior year, like when I was about to turn 17. That's where this is coming from here. Nightwish when you were 15? How young are you? I am 32. Good sir. They've been around since the 90s. If I remember correctly. Early in their career, though. Certainly. But, yeah. So, going from the shit I played at the start of the stream to this was, yeah, like a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah. Heard of them maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, this is shit. Like I said, I was playing this stuff when I was fucking 15. It's 17 years ago now. So, yeah, it's a wild musical ride from like top 40 pop and R&B to fucking new age experimental shit to gothy shit to Nick is fucking repeating shit that he just heard on the TV, and it's adorable, but I wish you'd shut the fuck up. I fucking lost my train of thought. It doesn't matter. I'll just play the music. Anyway, SYL? No. Who dat? What they? Get these arranged here. Oh, okay. Appreciate you fucking telling me where I was at. Thank you. Yeah, going from the pop and R&B that I was raised on for the most part into experimental new age shit, into gothy shit and like angsty Christian rock and symphonic metal, into I guess like emotional indie rock, because like I said, like Arcade Fire was a big deal for me. Neutral Milk Hotel, or at least that one specific album was a big deal. Sufjan. So a lot of like very like sensitive, emotional indie rock was sort of my bridge into the things that I ended up liking after that. But I needed something that would capture that kind of adolescent emotionality that I was still experiencing, but in a different way. This was also around the time I first heard Metric, but I didn't really fall in love with Metric until the first time I was in graduate school, actually. And Synthetica, that was the album that got me completely hooked on them. I liked Fantasies a lot, but yeah, I kind of needed that like complete narrative arc that was happening there. I don't want. Don't get me started talking on Metric. I don't want to do that. I want to take a break. SYL is Strapping Young Lad, Devin Townsend's first solo project. I don't think I know who that is. Yeah, the indie rock can do that if it's good. Um, I was saying that like a lot of these acts that got popular around this time ended up being just ruthlessly mimicked, and like their essential elements done to death in the worst ways by a bunch of, kind of knockoff acts after that. Um, Devin Townsend is basically the god of prog metal. Birdie metal shit? What do you mean, birdie? Very technical and experimental. Oh, I see. I imagine Alex knows who this person is. Certainly. Yeah, I've never, like, the only kind of metal I really liked was, like, symphonic shit and stuff that was otherwise kind of feminine. Um, Cause yeah, I just can't get behind a lot of that like Metalocalypse vibe stuff. It's just not really for me. Actually, the same barrier kept me out of hip hop forever. The first rapper that I really ever loved was Angel Hayes, and that was yeah, the first time I was in graduate school, which I guess constituted another like shift in taste for me. Um, I mean, I had been getting into hip hop before then, but I didn't really just like it was the first time I'd ever really personally related to a rapper. instead of just kind of like admiring them from the outside, so to speak. It was the first time I like heard myself in a rapper, and that was Angel Hayes. And before then, like, it's not that there weren't female rappers, it's just they weren't rapping like that. They weren't doing that kind of shit for the most part. Like, for a while we really didn't have a lot of female rappers, and the ones that we did have were not like, you had to be a certain kind of way, and you still have to be a certain kind of way to get anywhere in that industry. And it's all very like hypersexual, and you know, they kind of expect you to demean yourself a little bit in one way or another. It's not as necessary these days, but it's still like, it's still wop 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 out there, dude. And like, it's not that I don't find that shit good. Like, I love Megan all day, sure. But you need to be conscious of everything that's going on there when you see something like that. You can't just like, you know, whole full stop say that that's just empowering and good and feminist and there's nothing wrong with it, because I think that's a mistake. This is really like, this is like an intersection of like race and culture and gender that I'm honestly not that equipped to talk about. However, if you go over to Kim Foster's channel for Harriet, which if you're not subbed to, do that. She's got an excellent video or two about this, actually. Most recently when she was talking about WAP. So yeah, go check out her video if you want like a good nuanced take on it, because yeah, she gets into the expectations that are put on female hip-hop artists and why it's difficult for, like, you know, a Rhapsody or a No Name or an Angel Hayes to break out over like a Cardi B or a Megan. It's not a talent thing. Like, they're all very talented, but yeah. Anyway, go watch her shit. I'm not qualified to talk about this. I'm qualified to play this music and go take a piss. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, yeah, tell me why you brought up this band. You brought up SYL because I might like a song by them called Almost Again. I'll write it down. I'll look it up. Not right the fuck now, but I'll do it. I'm not much into metal, so I hope you don't get all fucking mad at me if I'm not into it, but I'll give it a shot. Every once in a while I can get into it. And I still listen to Rage Against the Machine on a fairly regular basis, so, which is another, like, I don't know when I got into them, or like that they have always been like the absolute like bleeding edge of aggressive shit that I like, excuse me, pretty much forever. And I don't even know when I first got into them. I feel like I've loved them since I was 12, and they've just been this like weird exception in my list of shit that I like. Yeah. Anyway, can y'all hear him laughing? Jesus Christ. I don't even know what he's watching right now, but he's having a time. Wait, is it Almost Against or Almost Again? What's the name of the song? I wrote down Almost Again. Is it Almost Against? It's Almost Again. Okay. Alright, I gotta pee, goddammit. I'm going. I can't remember the fucking volume had to be. Alright, I'll be right back. Hello. I've returned. Hope you liked my music. I still fully and completely like all of those songs and would not bat an eye at them appearing in any sort of playlist I generally make. but because of, like, I have nostalgic attachment to those songs because of when I first heard them and when I became attached to them, but so that kind of alters how I see them. But regardless, like, that kind of music is still what I like, insofar as, like, indie pop and rock goes. Yeah. For the record, that version of No Cars Go is the one that is on the Neon Bible album. It's not the one from, like, their first EP that I originally heard that song. It's faster than the original one, and I think it's a lot better because of it. It's still a good song, slower, but yeah, the production's better, and it's, like, more energetic. So I played that version, but the one that I heard as a wee lady was the slower one. Mm-hmm. Ahem. Sea shanties, Cockney folk music, and self-indulgent. What is this describing exactly? Is this the Decemberists? I'm not terribly familiar with them. I thought they were more... I don't know, just like kind of a straightforward kind of indie folk rock outfit. It's that my husband really likes the Decemberists. I think I've only played them on my stream a whole once before. Zero? What? Or check. What are you talking about? Are you saying you don't like them, or? I think they're definitely, like, good. Just it's not my thing. Nick likes a lot of, like, what I frankly consider to be fairly boring indie rock. But he likes simple rock music. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, if you don't have a synth in there, you better be pretty fucking impressive. Like, it takes a lot for me to get really excited about a guitar, a bass, a drum. Like, that's it. Sorry, pocket comment. Oh, you didn't mean to... Okay, that makes more sense. That is fine. Carry on. So, yeah. Like, the Mountain Goats, that's way more his swag than my swag. Who else you really like? Belle and Sebastian. The National. He loves The National. And, like, he'll just, like, I'll just catch him on, like, whatever kick every once in a while. And that's just really entertaining. Like, he just was on a Jimmy Eat World kick for about a week there. And that's fun. Like, it's just walking into the bedroom and hearing him bump that shit. It's good. You just, yeah, get some little moods with particular artists or particular genres. And, yeah. It's October now, so I'm expecting him to start in with the industrial shit. And the fucking type O negative. That band's fronted by an actual fucking vampire. It's true. Look it up. Tell me that dude isn't a vampire. Fucking tell me. You can't, because he is. Anyway, okay. I think I want to look up how to get past this little thing here, because it's driving me batshit. And if I can't do it, and I have to, like, go back and get something else, then I want to know that, and I'll just keep fucking literally beating my head against a wall. So, hold on. Pardon. they were trying to fucking, like, tell me that I needed to do that. They were kind of telegraphing the shit out of that, and I'm just a dummy that's bad at video games, apparently. Okay. Fuck. I don't remember where I had the sound. We'll figure it out. Game? Okay. We're good. You have to get the dumbass slimes to do it for you. Like, they were very much telling me that that's what I needed to do. And I have to kill this one, see, in order to wake up this one, and then, fuck. You see what I need to do, though? Like, as long as I don't fucking die like a dummy, it'll be fine. Oh, no! You cunt! Fine, whatever. You fucked it up anyway. Who cares? Here, let's... Love this part. It's just really, it's good. Really good. You wouldn't stop like they hide. They're little bitches. Stop it, you fuck. It's gonna happen again, and I'm just gonna, like, scream. Just, like, as loud as I fucking can. Seriously. Not doing it. Not doing it. Cool. Good. This is fun. I'm having fun with this segment. This is good. It's fun when you approach the enemy and you can't kill it because it's a bitch. How do I piss you off? Stop it. God, you're the worst. Fuck these things. Come out! How? Fuck off. Really? I think trying to do this cleanly is just a mistake. I should just fucking, like, Just, if it's gonna be such a messy, horrible clusterfuck anyway, why not just do it the quick way? It's cool. Great. Can I save? Like, is that... Chill forest game. Just gonna breathe for a second. I might have seemed a little on edge when I first started out and just throughout this, because it was just coming from watching the VP debate, which was not nearly as stressful as watching the presidential debate for a number of reasons, but it was still very stressful. Yeah, just doing a lot of yelling in chat. It's cathartic. It's good. But yeah, I was a lot more chill prior to watching that. I kind of harshed my mellow a little bit. I can't really say that there's much to talk about, honestly. Ooh. I see. This music's pretty. Watching Kamala sass the poorly taxidermied corpse of an anemic shut-in. Yeah, something like that. Oh, you got a cone with like a little like aromatherapy insert in it? That's adorable. Yeah, no, that shit totally works. And not for every dog, but I mean, same for, like, not every person is going to be helped by aromatherapy, but if you're a person that's like especially affected by scents, like I am, like aromatherapy works very well for me. Like I can completely change my mental state, just at least temporarily, by smelling the right thing. Yeah, that's just always been that way for me. It's part of the reason I'm so obsessed with like perfume and candles and incense and shit. It's very effective for me. It's a very important component to my like normal happy life. How do I get up there? No. Good night, Urchak. I would have loved to hear more dunks on Mike Pence, but it's fine. That was a good mic drop. It's a good one to leave on. That's really good that works for Fiona. That's a very shit. Great. It's a very cheap and safe way to chill out a dog. I need to save after doing all this bullshit. It wasn't that hard, but I also have a feeling that I kind of just lucked out, so. Yeah, it's always,
Shit!
yeah, but it would always be one of the first things I would recommend to people. I used to have a job, I worked for Blue Buffalo, and then I worked for Nulo, selling pet food. I would go around to, like, different PetSmarts and Petcos and just, like, walk around and talk to people about dog food and shit. And I was supposed to be selling things, but I found that the harder I actually tried to sell things, the less likely I was to actually fucking sell something, which has generally been true for me throughout my retail experience. I'm gonna shut the fuck up for like 20 seconds and just do this, okay? Okay. Cool. Yeah, I would always try to see if I could get people on some kind of drug-free sort of solution for their pet's anxiety. If possible. So, like, the aromatherapy is good. Thunder shirt. You can get your dog a thunder shirt. It's basically just this, like, vest that, like, hugs them. And they call it that because it was intended for dogs to wear when it was, like, storming outside. Which, if you've ever had a dog and they're not completely fearless, they probably react poorly to thunderstorms. And yeah, it's kind of like swaddling a baby. It makes them feel like they're being hugged, and it makes them feel secure and safe. And they chill out. It's really kind of nuts, honestly, seeing how well it works. They're kind of expensive, though. I remember them being, like, anywhere from $30 to $50, depending on the size of the dog, so. But if you can afford it, it's usually the best, like, drug-free solution to dog anxiety. I think I can open that, but hold on. Whoop! Oh. Word? I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I was thinking about how I'd mentioned that my tastes kind of changed the first time I was in graduate school. I don't know if that's so much true as it is, like, I think a lot of my tastes were just, like, solidifying more than anything, because the genres that I was listening to for the most part didn't change. I did start listening to more electronic music, largely as a result of starting to talk to Alex. So, I mean, that's pretty common, I think, for, like, people when they start, like, important relationships. If y'all have something in common. Like, I mean, me and Alex, like, bonded over, like, music and dancing. Like, I didn't dance, really, before I met him. So, yeah, that'll lead you into changing your tastes. I mean, that's socialization, you know? Like, nobody's musical tastes develop in a vacuum. It develops, you know, relevant to the people around you and shit. Like, if my hipster friends had made me feel shitty about, about, like, my gothy shit, then I maybe would have, you know, felt differently about it. But because they didn't, like, make me feel weird about it, and because I had, like, friends at school that were more into that shit, I kind of sustained that for a while. But I don't, like, I think that was about as long as that goth phase needed to be. So I am kind of disappointed that I didn't arrive at any, like, truly embarrassing artists or bands that I was a fan of. Not by my standards, anyway. I really don't think I've ever liked any truly bad music. However, remembering how I dressed when I was 15, that was pretty horrifying. So, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I definitely listened to, like, you know, isolated little bits from certain people, you know, like, or some shit. Alex, what did I fucking, POD? That was like a shitty Christian rock band that I listened to. Dude, I owned one band shirt. It was a Flaming Lips shirt, and it was Nyx, and it doesn't fucking fit me. Oop. Where is this? How long ago was this here? I don't know how far that set me back. I really don't. Okay, not that far. So I don't have to go that way. I'm pretty sure I do, but still. Nope, can't do that, looks like. Oh, okay. So I really can't go that way. That's not really an option for me. Right? Yeah, that water will kill me. So, okay. I guess this is where I'm fucking going. You can't. Oh. No shame or regret in my closet with regard to the band shirts. I've never been a big band shirt person. Yeah, that flaming lips shirt, like, I'll still wear it every once in a while just because I'm so attached to it, but, like, it doesn't fit me. It's a bad color on me. It's just this, like, yeah, oversized on me Yoshimi Battles of Pink Robots shirt. It's cool. It's like, got a comic strip on it, on the front and the back. It's neat, but, I have a metric shirt. I think that might be the only band shirt I own. Oh no, I have an ICP shirt, that's right. The fuck your rebel flag on the back. How perfect is that? That I have only 2 band shirts that I've myself purchased. It's metric and ICP. Why does my bifurcated ass personality always come for me like this? Like, god damn it. Yeah, I don't buy a lot of fucking, like, graphic t-shirts. That's just never been my thing. Like, I have a... It's really kind of, like... It's not exclusively, like, a masculine fashion habit. It's just, as a lady who's always been interested in, like, fashion to some extent, I have a lot of options other than, you know, band t-shirts to be fashionable and good-looking by my standards. So I very rarely will be wearing, like, a graphic t-shirt of any kind. Not that I don't like my bands and artists and want to support them and all that shit. It's just, it's not a fashion choice I make. That's all there is to it. Maybe if I were a dude, I'd be more inclined to do that, but honestly, I'm not sure I would. I don't know. Yeah, there's really, like, no evidence of me ever having been as embarrassing as I was, honestly. Like, I don't even have any pictures of me during my goth phase. Like, y'all just have to take my word for it. Like, ask my mom and my brother having to deal with that shit. I definitely thought I was so cool. For sure. I mean, honestly, I don't think I did think I was cool. But I thought I was doing something. I think that's how I put that before. I sure felt like I was doing something. Well, I guess that was my way of expressing myself at that age. Pardon. Which, if I'm remembering correctly, that was, I wrote a novel from, like, 14 to 16 or so. So I guess during a lot of this, like, transitioning kind of music time in my life, I was also writing a book. So it was a fantasy novel, and it's, in hindsight, not great. If I rewrote it, it would look a lot different, and honestly, I don't think I would ever want to do that. I don't think fiction is really my thing. Believe it or not. I think I found a very strange way of combining fiction and nonfiction that actually suits me very well. So that's about the extent to which I'm interested in doing fiction. I don't even have any, like, embarrassing mixtapes or anything like that. Like, yeah, you guys just gotta believe me. My brother would happily inform all of you of how cool I used to dress Although he really can't talk, so it's kind of, you know, that'd be a stones, glass houses situation. Like, do you want me to bring up the Jinkos? Do you need me to bring up the Jinkos? Little boy, you lived in jorts for about 5 years. Do you want me to fucking tell on you? Is that what you want? Oh, there's a fucking... Oh, how in the actual fuck do y'all expect me to do that? Okay. Whoop. Hey. Nice. But I need 2 of them. Right? I'm gonna save. Yeah, like in college, that's mostly when I started listening to hip hop in earnest. I'd never been like, I'd never hated it. Like, there were definitely a lot of people growing up that would just like immediately just they were averse to hip hop, such that if they heard any sort of rapping at all, they would not want any part of it. Which I do think there's probably some racism to that, especially considering where I was raised, but assuming there's not, you know, regardless, I never found hip-hop like aversive just as a baseline. Like I said, I had like a gender barrier getting into it. A lot of it's like extremely misogynistic, especially, you know, before a certain year. A lot of it still is, and if you're only listening to shit on the radio, especially, it's like, you know, good fucking luck. I still, like, barely like any hip-hop that ever gets on the radio, period. So, like, I still can't speak to, you know, like, enjoying mainstream hip-hop. For the most part, no. Kendrick? As far as like mainstream, right the fuck now. Outkast for sure, but there were a few years ago, certainly. Yeah, it's a short list. For sure. Real short list. Yeah, pretty much every hip hop artist I've ever liked is not very likely to get played on the radio. I guess y'all expect me to go down here? Nope! Okay. Nope! Cunt! So, yeah. Angel Hayes, got about as popular as she's ever been, around the time that I was, noticing that we were finally getting sort of a, god damn it, a more diverse array of, female hip-hop artists, for fuck's sake, such that it wasn't just a bunch of, like, you know, Lil' Kim clones, basically. Not that there's anything wrong with, like, hypersexual female rappers being hot and doing stripper shit and talking about their pussies. That's fine. Again, I love Meg all day. Seriously. But it's just not my jam a lot of the time. It's just like, and it's not even like a, you know, sex negativity thing. It's just not how I express my sexuality, like, which, you know, is shocking to people. Like, how do you express your sexuality if you're not being, like, explicit and gross about it? Well, jeepers, I don't know. I guess subtlety's dead. Like, you're never gonna hear me talking about my wet ass pussy. Like, that's just never a thing that I'm going to do in my entire fucking life. It's just not. Oh, is this a boss fight? Oh boy, cool. Does that mean I don't have one and I'm not super proud of it? No, but like... It's just not like that. And if you're interested in my particular WAP, then you're just gonna have to deal with what I'm putting down here. That's... You know, you just go find another one. If I'm just not open enough for you. But, you know, I find people are generally willing to go along with whatever the fuck I want them to go along with. They're really interested. So, whoop. That's probably for the best anyway. I think I came in here with, like, not full. I actually think that's part of the reason I've never had to be, like, openly sexual. Like, people sexualize me very readily and very immediately, regardless of what I do, how I act, how much of a dude I dress like. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I don't have to do a damn thing. All I have to do is, like, gesture in the direction of maybe thinking about sex, and people are already sexualizing me. Men specifically. So it's like, why would I ever fucking, like, openly talk about my fucking WAP when all I need to do is just, like, this most subtle of things to get people thinking about that? What's the point? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's like I'm trying to think of how to phrase that. Fuck. It's kind of hard to do while I'm in the middle of a fucking boss fight, so I might have to give up on that for the moment. Basically, I don't see nothing wrong with the way I choose to do my sexuality as low-key and whatnot as it is. And I certainly don't appreciate anybody insinuating that I gotta be more gross about it, otherwise I'm, like, prudish. Like, you can definitely go fuck yourself. Like, for serious, man. You fucking go through life getting slut-shamed for every little goddamn thing like I have. Seriously. You do that and see what you end up like. You're not gonna go around bragging about your fucking WAP when you get fucking slut-shamed for fucking absolutely anything. And that is women generally, but it's attractive women. Like, people assume attractive women are sluts, regardless of what we do or like how we act or whatever. Like, people assume that we're just fucking everyone because everybody wants to fuck us because they assume women don't have agency. It's this incredible fucking misogynistic assumption that I encounter fucking constantly. It's like, oh, well, you're hot, a lot of people want to fuck you, that must mean that you fucked a lot of people. And it's like, no, you missed a very important component there. Called my fucking agency. And like, just because other people, a lot of people want to fuck me, that doesn't mean that I'm going to fuck them or even want to fuck them, as it turns out. But I totally appreciate you discounting my goddamn autonomy and my ability to make decisions about my sexual activities. That's great. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons that I'm this low-key about this shit, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And frankly, I think the dudes that fucking walk around making a bunch of sex jokes like that isn't a massive male privilege that they have really need to fucking check themselves. Men can walk around making sex jokes all day, and no one's ever gonna make fucking assumption one about them for any fucking reason except, like, assuming you're horny, I guess. But they're not gonna make any fucking assumptions about who you're fucking and, like, you know, any of that shit. They're not gonna bat an eye at it. They're certainly not gonna slut shame you for making too many sex jokes. Like, never. So, yeah. I don't even know who this rant is for. Like, I honestly, I just kind of got off on a tangent there. I guess I resent the notion that I should have to, like, look or act or sound like a stripper, otherwise I'm not expressing my sexuality. Like, get fucked. I'm hot. The people I'm fucking think I'm hot. Maybe just, like, chill. Honestly. This idea that I have to, like, perform my sexuality in some kind of, like, goofy, like, sex clown kind of way in order to communicate that I'm, like, sexy and hot and, like, it's ridiculous, honestly. Like, a lot of the shit that strippers do strikes me as absolutely goddamn ridiculous. Like, just fucking ridiculous... fucking, like, I don't even, like, a lot of it's just very, like, primate and, like, gross, and, like, I wouldn't want to fucking be with any dude that would want to see me doing that, you know what I mean? It's hard to say that without saying, like, it just looks demeaning, but, like, yeah, it does. Like, a lot of it fucking does. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that twerking is empowerment. Like, fuck off. No, I'd like, that sounds like, who came up with that, a man? Like, fuck off. And yeah, the insinuation from other women that this is how I have to express my sexuality. It's like, bitch, do y'all know who wrote this rule book? Because I guarantee you it wasn't women that decided we needed to be bouncing our asses all around like this. Like, fuck that. Fucking tap dancing for the patriarchy doing that shit, dude. Fuck that. Like, that's my feminism. I get to decide how the fuck I want to be hot, and you're just gonna fuck me anyway, because you're into it. That's how it is. I get to make the rules. So... This seems like a good place to save. Like, I'm afraid if I try to go through there, I'm gonna get squished. I don't trust it. Oops, not what I meant to press. Okay, cool. Oh, I can do the tree thing. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, motherfucker, I got the eggs, I make the rules. That's how this works. Like, that's what fucking blows my mind about the way that humans conduct sexuality. We got the women who are supposed to be the ones doing all the choosing, doing all the fucking backflips and bullshit to impress men. Whereas, like, every other animal on the planet is laughing at us for having this dynamic. It's like, no, I make men tap dance for me. I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing with your twerking and your titties and your what. Like, I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that. And you're gonna wanna fuck me anyway. Feminism. Okay? That's fucking feminism. Like, the idea that I gotta do all of this shit to get somebody to fuck me. Oh my god, do I not. Holy fucking shit. And if every woman decided all at once that we were just gonna not do any of that shit anymore, you know what men would do? Deal with it. That's what they'd fucking do, is fucking deal with it. If we all decided tomorrow that we didn't want to wear makeup, if we all decided tomorrow that we weren't gonna fucking twerk anymore, if we all decided tomorrow we weren't gonna wear no push-up bras or whatever, that shit would be over. So while I know I'm not going to, you know, hold a one woman crusade on all that shit, I can at least control my own life and my own situation like that, and it's working for me. I suppose that's a privilege on my part, because, like, you know, if you're not, like, hot, that's not something you can get away with, I suppose. But I think most women would be pretty surprised what they could get away with in terms of, like, not wearing makeup and, like, fucking, I just saying, men don't actually care about a lot of this shit. That's the other thing, is, like, they don't actually fucking care. They really don't. I feel like women do a lot of this shit to impress other women, honestly. I mean, that's honestly a lot of why I'm doing it. Like, the details of my look, I do not expect, an average man, especially a straight dude, to notice any of those details. I'm expecting, you know, a woman to compliment me on that shit. I'm generally speaking not expecting a dude to compliment me on that shit. Because, like, the fact is, like, if a guy is attracted to me, he does not care what color my nails are. He really doesn't. Like, it's... like, it might be, like, a fun detail, but it's not going to modify his attractiveness to me, you know? Like, not really. Probably not. Now, I'm not saying that means, like, I'm not lazy for people or nothing. Like, I still try. I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna jump through no flaming patriarchy hoops to convince you that I'm worthy of having sex with. Like, nope. Not gonna do that. Like, and I think that's a good thing. I think more people should be on that train with me. Fuck. I think there's a difference between, like, you know, genuine effort and, like, tap dancing. Like, you'll never be able to convince me that, like, twerking is an essential element to your sexuality, and it's, like, something that would naturally occur. Or anything of that sort. Thank you, yes. Yeah, men used to not care about women shaving their armpits. Not sure how far back you have to go, but yeah, shaving technology has not existed forever. No. You know what? You know what cavemen were fucking back in the day? Like, you know what Grug was getting with? Like, Y'all will be fine, okay? Y'all will be just fine. Y'all will be just fine. Like, seriously. Fuck. God, dude. Okay. There's also a difference between, like, you know, I don't like to do a lot of telegraphing that I'm good at sex. Like, what? God damn it. I really just totally did that to myself. That was bad. For a number of reasons. But, you know, I feel like there's a lot of things you can look at to determine whether or not someone's gonna be a good time in bed, and I think none of it relates to how good they say they are or imply they are. Generally speaking, I would be more inclined to trust the customer reviews rather than the business's website, so to speak. Like, I don't give a damn about no dude especially who thinks he is a good lay. Holy shit. Let me talk to a couple girls you've been with and see how they feel about that. Because I can almost guarantee if you got some asshole talking about just, you know, how he hits it so good, he's a fucking moron who has no idea what he's doing and has left, I'm sure, a train of women dissatisfied and unhappy. Like, there is never a bigger tell for a guy being terrible at sex than a guy bragging about how good he is at sex. Like, seriously. Like, you know you have found a fucking dumb troglodyte who probably just pounds people like he sees in porn when you find an idiot that's like, oh yeah, man, you know, I hit it, and then fucking like, like, any dude bragging about their fucking sexual abilities is for sure, like, guaranteed bad in bed. I can't, like, if only because that level of arrogance indicates, like, assumptions and shittiness about you that would lead you to fucking be shitty in bed. Because you would fucking do shit that the person's not cool with because you think that, you know, oh, well, girls like this, you know, like, you'll make assumptions, you'll be really inconsiderate and shitty, and, like, who wants to get with that? Not me. Maybe if you hate yourself and you want to be dominated by some fucking caveman, then okay, cool, have fun with that. I don't hate myself, so I want to be with people who care about how I feel when they're fucking me. Like, Jesus. Yeah, that too. A dude bragging about how many women he's been with, you could probably make the same assumption. I'm trying to gauge if, okay. Nope. I was trying to kill that thing. Excuse me.
An ancestral tree. Liru? Lay here. She was swift, agile, used to cut through the air.
Oh yeah? What's this? Oh, nice! Okay. Cool. Oh, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Very nice. Now, what's that little, is that an attack or something? Yeah, now it's a Metroidvania. It's like, where's my damn double jump? Where is my damn double jump? Yeah. Okay, wait, can I get up there now? Certainly you wouldn't just give me that and then... Yeah, cool. Good. I should, I'm probably gonna quit here pretty soon, but... Oh, fuck, ow. Ow! Thanks, keyboard. Appreciate you. Jesus. I should probably see if I have any, like, concluding thoughts on the shit I was talking about. Hey, I see you, cunt. Basically, yeah. My music tastes have evolved a lot in my life. Oh, okay. Oh, good. I was like, please let that be an autosave. And I was saying in chat over the break, I think for the most part that developed as a result of me just having a lifelong interest in music and always being curious about what's out there and what else I could be listening to and what else might better capture what I'm feeling or what I'm thinking. I've just always been that way, and I think, you know, just a few major things that occurred that kind of opened up the world to me in that regard was like discovering that there's a whole world of shit that's just not on the radio and may never be. That was a huge realization for me, and just like my preteen years, just realizing like, oh wow, there's like the majority of music is not on the radio. Like that's I know that seems like a fucking like really basic ass thing to know, but like I didn't know that until, you know, I learned it. And yeah, it would seem that my interests and curiosity in music combined with my like natural inclinations towards things and the people that socialized me, namely my friends and romantic partners, that seems to be what influenced my tastes for the most part. Yeah, pretty much. Didn't know that until you got an internet connection. Pretty much. Damn, fuck. And yeah, you certainly didn't have ready access to that shit until you had the internet either. Like, hipsters used to have to, like, go hang out in, like, actual physical record stores if they wanted to be as obnoxious as they are. But now, just, you know, any idiot with an internet connection can get all up their own ass about music. Yeah, imagine attending a concert for a band you've never heard of, that you've never heard a song by, that you haven't checked out at all, that you maybe just heard from a friend of yours was good. Or like, can you imagine that? I kind of can't. And like, I just barely come from an era where that was like what you did. You know, I grew up just barely with like the internet and shit like that. Or yeah, they got a flyer in the cool part of town about it. Like, that used to be how you, like, discovered music and shit. It used to be a lot more fucking work, honestly. Which, like, yeah, I feel like we've got a lot more hipsters these days. Just doesn't take as much effort to be a fucking snob about music. And also, these days, there's, like, fucking, like... I don't even know how to explain this. Basically, people whose whole thing is to, like, be snobby about music on the internet to the point where they just, like, seemingly can't genuinely enjoy anything for what it is. They have to, like, view it through this, like, pretentious lens of, like, what this artist means to the conversation and all of this bullshit. It's just, like, fucking listen to the fucking music. Stop. Like, God. I can usually tell within, like, a minute or two of anybody talking about music, regardless of what artist or genre they're talking about, whether or not they're one of these people that's basically using music as, like, some kind of shitty social dominance game to try and gain status over other people. Which, like, I guess every hipster to some extent is kind of doing that on some level. But that should not be the primary place you're coming from with that shit. That's really obnoxious. Like, you should not be into weird shit just so you can, like, feel cool for being into weird shit. I'm getting tired. I'm starting to lose my faculties and abilities to Metroidvania, which, as I've mentioned, is not my strong suit anyway, so... I might give up here. Soon. No! How do they expect me to do that? I guess I gotta do, like, the fucking charge thing? Is that what you want me to fucking do? Yeah, most weird shit is bad. Seriously. Like, a lot of experimental music is fucking terrible. Because, like, it's an experiment. It doesn't always work out. Like, even my favorite experimental artists are not good all the fucking time. This is really obnoxious. Like, I want to know how to regenerate my fucking health. I'm supposed to have a fucking ability that allows me to regenerate my fucking health. Hold on. I'm looking this up. This is really obnoxious. Rekindle. No. Oh. That's what that does. Gotcha. So, making a new soul link regenerates a life thing. That's what that is. I don't know why I didn't understand that as soon as I read it the first time. It's really not that complicated, but... Oh, well. Yeah, if anything, I'm, like, self-conscious about that. Like, I don't like that, you know, people seemingly get, like, intimidated by all the shit I know about music, and, like, because I'm really not coming from that place with it at all. It's just, like, which I would hope as a parent from hearing me talk about it here, I just have, like, a genuine interest in it, and I've always been interested in it. It's just always been it feels weird to even call it a hobby. It's like a very, very, very integral part of my life, and it always has been. So, it is alienating, yeah. Which sucks, because, like, ideally when I'm sharing music with people, it's because I'm trying to form some kind of connection with them, but, like, half the time you'll recommend some, like, obscure shit to a person, and I didn't do anything! I'm about to quit just because, like, I'm getting frustrated, and I clearly can't fucking play video games anymore. I'm too tired. I would like to get to a better stopping point, though. Why? Why? Jesus Christ.
What a, like, why would y'all set that up like that?
I feel like I've done that, like, fucking 20 times. I swear to God. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get up here. I'm gonna make a new fucking thing so that I get a fucking, oops, I get fucking life back. Because apparently, oh, it takes off too. Cool, good. Seems fair. What's the point? What is the fucking point? What is the... I'm gonna get to a stopping point. How? What do you want from me? Just made another fucking save point right the fuck here, because apparently the spikes were just too much. Couldn't handle it. Cool. Good. Good. Great. Did I just go in a big damn circle? That was the tree, right? Oh, maybe I have to go that way now. Maybe that's what's up. Damn it. fuck? I forgot. There. Cool. Okay. Good. Okay. I'm still not quite sure where the fuck I'm supposed to go from here. Maybe this is a good place to stop, actually. It's a nice little central location. Seems like a plan. I'm clearly out of steam on this shit anyway. Excuse me. As I've mentioned, this is not my strongest genre. Yeah, it's a good scenic spot to rest. It's a good way to put it. That seemed like a long stream, actually. I feel like I was playing that for a while. Let me see. Oh, not really. I wasn't even streaming for 4 hours. Fuck me. I think it just felt like a long time because it was kicking my ass so hard. Which, you know, that's life, I suppose. Alright. I got another song here. I'm almost positive I played this on the stream before, but it's one of my favorite songs, so I'm welcome the opportunity to play it again. This is Frou Frou, which is, I think they've only had one album. It's the side project from Imogen Heap, who I played over the break, and a producer named Guy Sigsworth? Yeah, so them two got together for this little outfit, Frou Frou, and I'm pretty sure they've only released this one album, Details. And this song is very good. I'm trying to remember how it got popular. I think it was on like the Garden State soundtrack or something, which, say what you want about that movie, but the soundtrack kind of slapped. Anyway, alright. I'll be back next week with some bullshit of some kind. I won't stream Ori again. I might do like a one-off game if I'm still not ready, because I have a playlist that's really appropriate for Saints Row, and I'm kind of like putting off playing it again until I can do it with this playlist, because it's certainly not an Ori playlist, and yeah, I feel like it definitely needs to be over Saints Row, and I'm fine like with dragging out Saints Row as long as I need to. I feel like I could wrap up that game pretty quickly if I wanted to. I'm just kind of still enjoying it, so I'll get sick of it eventually. Anyway, I'll be back next week with something. I don't know what yet. But it should be great. Should be super great. Anyway, good night.